So I want you to know what I mean when I say corruption and wrongdoing at the Policies and Procedures team. So basically, when you go to the office to be dismissed by Anna Wilkins, she prepares a book vertically on display on the table, propped up against her handbags on the table, that says things I cannot say out loud in my meeting. Things I cannot say out loud in my meetings, like saying, I wish I could tell you in your face what I think about you. So when you sit down, you look at the book. I looked at her and she smirked at me like, and she takes a step back, like saying, I've got nothing to do with this book. The note taker, who's right next to her, does the same. She looks at you in disgust and smiles, like smirks, like arrogantly. But she stretches out and takes the book away. Kedis McCormack, who was on my right, my BASA union rep, was watching it all and completely ignoring it. So after this, I spoke to Keris and I said, did you see what happened? And she said, no, I did not say anything. You are just paranoid. I'm like, I'm not paranoid. That was not just a book laying on the table. That was propped up vertically as a display, for me to see. And I had the feeling that this had been done many times before because it was so practiced. It was like a double act, really. So she said, no, I did not see anything. And I said, well, the fact that you didn't see anything is irrelevant. The fact that they did it in front of you, knowing you would not going to report or say anything, is what really worries me. So I said to her, I was not going to appeal with her, that I wanted to appeal on my own. And she said, well, British Airways and the union have decided now to suspend all appeals. So you can either appeal with me on the 13th of August, or you cannot appeal at all. You have to wait. So funny enough, I was allowed to appeal with her, but not on my own, because all appeals had suddenly been suspended. So I said I was going to wait. In the meantime, I got a job in Scandinavian Airlines as cabin crew, and 2 women in the course that was taught at the British Airways Global Learning Academy were just smearing shit about me. They were literally slandering me, and that was part of the organized harassment. The smear campaigns are a big part of it. So they were just literally talking shit about me to Shirley Lind, the trainer, to all the trainees who are supposedly still working at SAS, at SAS. And these 2 women were Katarina Macmillan and Leah Danda, and they are still showing supposedly on the SAS intranet as cabin crew. So these 2 women were slandering me. They had me sacked within 2 weeks from Scandinavian Airlines, and they were saying, oh, we received a report, we cannot tell you what happened. They didn't give me a letter or anything, and that was the beginning of the end. That was the beginning of the overt part of my organized harassment campaign. So the day after this happened, Nick Leonetti contacts me from BA, and he says, oh, the appeals process is back and running now. All of a sudden, are you sure you still want to appeal? The previous week, I had people breaking into my flat every day. I had videos of my son being sent inside my flat, so domestic surveillance has started. So that is organized harassment as well. So obviously, I was too scared to appeal, and said, no, this is happening. I'm really worried. I don't know. I don't think I can appeal because I'm really worried about my life. It's like people are coming into my flat. People have been setting up spy cams inside my flat. I did not know this was organized harassment at the time. I thought it was part of some sinister game, to be honest. I had no idea what was going on. So this is what I mean, corruption and wrongdoing. So Anna Wilkins, her note taker, and the little double act about the book, and then Kedis McCormack watching it all and not saying anything, and then the fact that they suspended all appeals so that I couldn't appeal on my own. I was still, though, allowed to appeal with her. She didn't want to appeal on my own because obviously she knew I was gonna speak the truth about what they were doing. And then Nick Leonetti, the timing, of contacting me just the day after I was dismissed from Scandinavian Airlines, after these 2 women have been slandering, saying things about BA that they should have not even known about, the disciplinary, to the trainer Shirley Lind, who recommended I call police and I stopped using my phone because it was hacked. So that was the beginning of the overt part of organized harassment. Before the overt part, there is a part in which they study you, they watch you and everything without you knowing. They learn a lot about you, so to know what they can exploit, your weaknesses, your fears, what you like, what you don't like, what buttons to push. They will exploit that massively as part of their psychological torture. So yeah, that's what I wanted to explain, what I mean by corruption and wrongdoing, by Anna Wilkins, Nick Leonetti, and Kedis McCormack.